Hey everyone, it's Vintage Vinny, and welcome to another thrift haul. Everything I'm going to be sharing with you today came from Loaves and Fishes Thrift in Hancock, Maryland. So on my way to the Hancock Antique Mall, I usually like to stop at this little thrift store because sometimes you can find some pretty good stuff. And I have to say, I definitely did get some decent stuff this time. I spent $20.95 on everything you're going to be seeing today. Some things are for me, some things are to sell. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out what I got, shall we? So I had this game in my childhood, during my childhood, Don't Spill the Beans by Cootie. That was $1.75. I don't know if everything is there. I just went ahead and took a shot in the dark. Push comes to shove, I can just wait to see if I can find another one and just take those parts, or maybe find the parts on eBay. Who knows? This is really cool. This is an old cracker tray. It's plastic, made to look like a Wexford pattern glass. Those are great if you're hosting parties, or heck, if you just want to have a crackers and cheese night for yourself. Why not, right? This was in their book sections. Anytime I see novels that are written by movie stars, I'm always curious. Been there, done that. Eddie Fisher with David Fisher. We all know the big scandal of the late 50s when Mike Todd, Liz Taylor's third husband, died in a plane crash. And Eddie and Liz must have, quote-unquote, hit it off. I mean, it's all over the internet. It's still talked about to this day. It's going to be interesting to read about this from his perspective, because it's always, anytime you read about it in the media, it's always the perspective from Liz and Debbie's side. And even though they made up, which is, you know, always a good thing, because I guess he wasn't, like, the most reliable guy out there. But anywho, that's going to be interesting to read. So that was really fun to find. Alright, moving right along. This was in their Christmas section. All of their holiday seasonal decor was 50% off. I don't remember what the lady charged me for it. I mean, probably 50 cents or something, 75 cents, and then half off of that. And then I found this pink basket. It just looks like a woven picnic basket. I don't know if it's depression or reproduction. I just thought it was nice, and I'll probably save that for spring. Maybe offer that at a spring sale. Now, I don't normally go for souvenir items, but I thought this would be cool for Christmas. There's an angel in here, and it's an hourglass. You might be able to take that off with something, but I'm not sure. It's marked Noveltex, made in US. So I thought that was neat, despite being a souvenir item, because normally that stuff just doesn't do well for me, but I said, what the heck. This is another souvenir item. It came in a grab bag lot with the next item I'm going to show you all. And it's for dimes. So you put all of your dimes in here and stack them up. So somebody might like that if they like old banks, or I don't know. It's made of wood. Made to look like a tree stump. So I thought that was kind of neat. And then this came in that same bag with the dime piece that I just shared with you all. Yes, I paid $1.50 for both of those. It's pocket change. It's made of brass. Probably the only piece of brass that I would want. I thought this would look cool on top of a coffee table in a mid-century home. So I've been wanting one of those. I just haven't been wanting to pay what I've seen them for. So when I saw 75 cents, I went ahead and jumped on it. Now, I'm not ashamed or embarrassed to say that I have bought secondhand underwear. I don't have any issue with that, as long as it looks new and unused and is not totally worn. They had $1.25 on it, and it's got hammerhead sharks on it. I know some people are a little bit leery about secondhand undergarments or bras or whatever the case may be, but I am not ashamed to say that I have worn semi-used or like new underwear at the thrift, or from the thrift. Because even, you know, new underwear can be expensive. So like I said, I have no shame if the underwear looks like new or is just slightly used. Throw it in the washing machine, just like if you buy used linens from the thrift. Throw them in the washing machine, clean them off. They're as good as new. So I almost forgot about this piece. This is a wreath storage box made by Home Storage, which I think was originally sold at Kmart. The reason I picked this up is because my mom was looking for one. Because the ones that we have downstairs are kind of falling apart, and they've been around pretty much since my grandmother bought them. And, you know, sometimes you just need to upgrade. So this is from 2006, so it's, you know, 17 years old, but it still does what it needs to do. And it was the first thing that I spotted because they put stuff outside on their sidewalk right near their mission. So I decided to go in, you know, look around, see what they had, and then when I got up to the register, I had asked the two ladies behind the counter, I said, hey, you guys have a wreath box outside, is that part of your 50% off sale for Christmas stuff? And they're like, yes, because it's a wreath box. So I wound up only spending $4 on it. And funny thing is, with these items, like you go to Target or Walmart, the storage doesn't qualify for the half off. Like, you know how the day after Christmas, all the big box retailers will mark all of their Christmas stuff down because they just want to start moving it and get ready for the new season. Well, their storage doesn't go half. It stays regular price, which I get to a degree, but it's like their holiday colors, red and green. Nobody's going to want that outside of the season. But hey, you know, I mean, I'm not in charge of that. That's just the way it is. So I will continue to thrift bins that we need if they are priced reasonably. And I felt $4 for this was definitely a steal of a deal. So this is really cool. This is a Better Homes and Gardens cookbook. It's from 1965. And it's to commemorate, it's kind of hard to read. Let's see if I lay it down, it might be better. So it's to commemorate the 10 millionth Better Homes and Gardens cookbook to have been, I think, maybe made and sold. So it just looks like your standard 60s cookbook. It's the binder. Looks like the plastic got a little bent. I don't know if that was from when I found it or what. But it's the last year that's on here is 1965. Great, great colors and graphics, and it just doesn't get any better than this. So I guess we can pilfer through here a little bit. I'm not getting any colors now, are we? So we got appetizers and beverages. My mom thought it would be a cool idea if we maybe took some recipes from these old cookbooks and tasted them. Not like Jell-O, because I'm not a Jell-O person, but... Hold on. Sorry about that sneeze. But yeah, I mean, like, there's some really neat stuff in here. Like, we've got hot cheese dip, crab cheese dip, anchovy olive dip, dried beef log, Braunschweiger glace, mock pâté de foie gras, cheese pecan spread, appetizer handball. I mean, some of this stuff looks really appetizing. Then we got beverages. Look at all that stuff. I mean, that's not really my style per se, but I mean, if I found that, I would definitely be tempted to sell that at an industrial sale. And we've got breads. I mean, when is bread ever not appetizing? Like, really? Some of this stuff, like I said, is kind of fragile because it's in a 5-ring binder. Let's see what else they got. Let's look in the candy. Ooh, look at that. So Christmassy. So cool. So it looks like there's old time fudge, blonde fudge, fudge repair. So this looks like all fudge recipes. Chocolate pecan slices. Pinoca, caramels. Gotta be careful with these pages. This binder is not exactly... It looks like some of the rings have just come apart from age, which is normal. Almond butter crunch, molasses taffy. I mean, this is just awesome. Oops, see, look, that page is loose. But that's not a problem because you can buy those little white dots at any store for old paper, and you can fix that with no problem. Look at those canisters. Very 60s. Those look like ribs. Although they're not. It's probably some kind of like some kind of dessert. Maybe like a fritter. And here's some tips for canning. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. Here's some more desserts. So I'm not sure if I will be holding on to this or not. I may sell it. Mom says she wants to try to maybe pick a few things out of here and try them out. So maybe I won't right away, but we'll see. Oh, look at this page. Oh, this is cool. Like, they just don't make stuff like this anymore. And they have some interesting stuff in here. Stuff that we probably would still make today. Ooh, pizza hash. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we would. This is something I would definitely want to try. Maybe scratch the chopped mushrooms because I'm not a mushroom person. But that actually sounds really good. Let's see what else is in here. Ooh, glazed. I love a good ham. Honey glazed ham. I love honey ham on a sandwich. At my cousin's wedding, we actually had cinnamon and brown sugar ham, which was divine. It was so good. Very interesting stuff in here, I would have to say. So I think that'll wrap it up for the cookbook scroll through real quick. I have one other item that I would like to share with you all, and I was really surprised to find it. So I definitely wasn't expecting to find this piece of jadeite at this thrift store. I don't ever really see it in the thrifts at all, to be honest with you. It's very few and far between. I think the last time I found a piece of jadeite was a few years ago when I made, I think, my first or second trip up to Adamstown. And I was at a Goodwill, I think it was the Goodwill in Mechanicsburg, and I found it in the coffee cup section. And it was a hot cocoa mug, Fire King, I believe, and I paid like 99 cents for it, and I love that thing. I refuse to part with it, because I don't see that stuff in thrift stores that often. So based on my research, and I do have a jadeite collector's book, by the way. I didn't look in that yet, but I almost want to say that this is either Jeanette or McKee. And the reason I say that is because it does fluoresce under a black light. So we all know that only McKee or Jeanette jadeite will glow under the black light. Fire King jadeite does not. So that was a very pleasant surprise. I was not expecting it to glow. I was like, you know, it's green. And I said, give it a shot. And I was right. So I'm not sure if I will be selling this because I absolutely love it. And like I said, I don't see jadeite too often in the thrifts. I paid $3.50 for it. So that was a phenomenal find. So folks, that is everything that I would like to share with you all from my trip to Loaves and Fishes Thrift in Hancock, Maryland. Be sure and stay tuned for the antique store haul on Friday. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.